Okay, welcome back. This is Matt Kuda again, and welcome to back to the Lightroom editing series. And today, in the second advanced class, I'm going to show you what I do with noise. Now, I use a very special tool for noise called Denoise AI by Topaz. It is without a doubt the best denoise software I've ever used. I have used several over the years, including Photoshop, the Nick tools, on one software. I mean, I've used a lot that promised a lot and delivered little. Denoise AI is the denoise software in the market. So this image was taken in a fairly dark area. It's at ISO 3200, and we can see we've got a lot of noise to deal with here. Now, I can do this in Lightroom, but I want to show you how good Denoise AI really is. So I'm going to right click on my image. I'm going to say edit in Topaz Denoise AI. I'm going to click the edit button. Denoise AI is going to open. And you're presented with this 100% view, and I've got it set up here in the upper right. I've got a side-by-side view. On the left will be my original, and on the right will be my corrected. Okay. So out of the box, I'm just going to leave this at a 17 noise removal and a 29 sharpness. When you remove noise, one of the side effects of that is that your sharpness decreases. So these sliders help you control the noise versus the sharpness, and you can sit here and keep working those back and forth until you get the right image. Now, it has given me a standard. It's using a standard model, and you'll see right away the background here. And by the way, this is in 4K, so you really need to be viewing this in 4K on your monitor. Notice how the background is completely smooth now. The bird has got some denoise applied and some sharpening applied, and it's looking much better now. And honestly, that's pretty much where I kind of would like to go with it. You can play around with this. For instance, maybe you don't want that background to be quite that smooth. It might look a little unrealistic to you, so let's move that back to a 12, and let's move the sharpness back to like a 22, and then we'll just let that go. And I have not applied any sharpening to this image yet, and so it's not ridiculously sharp. Let's put it that way. Remember that when you have a noisy image, your image quality suffers as well, and so you do need to spice it up a bit in post. Now the standard has been applied, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here pretty good. I'm looking over here constantly. I'm looking at this leaf to see how much detail it has lost, and it has lost some, but I'm okay with that. We can actually bring back the remove noise a little bit more, and let's let that run. And this is just what you do with Denoise AI. And now we're applying global changes here. If we look down here on the right, you'll see this little, very small icon here where I can selectively denoise. So if I click on that, I can actually create masks to just sharpen and denoise the bird, just the background, just this little spot that I missed, you know, whatever. But this thing out of the box, just using its models, is amazing. And so that's what I'm going to settle on right here, guys. It looks like the detail is good enough in the leaf. We've got like zero noise in the background now. The bird itself still has some noise. We can deal with that later. Click the apply. And it's going to go through the processing side of this. And this is the first way I'm going to show you to remove noise. There's We can do it within Lightroom too, and that's where I'm going to show you next. But I highly encourage you to go ahead and process this. I'm going to put a discount code that I have in the show notes that you can take advantage of. And I'm telling you what, I very rarely push software like this, but I truly believe in the Topaz products completely. Okay, now let's see how good we did. So if I zoom in now, I'm not seeing any noise there. As I come down here, I'm not seeing any noise. I'm seeing noise in the bird still, and that's fine. I expected that. Not seeing any noise here. All right, so that's the Topaz Denoise way. Now let's go back to the original image. Oops, that's not the one. Well, where is it here? I'm trying to find the one I just worked on. That looks like that's the one. We can see all that noise in there. Now, what I do is I go to the develop module, go back to where we were on the original raw file, click on the masking option, find the create a new mask, select subject, just like we did before. We're going to add a brush. I mean, no, I didn't want to do that. Let's go back here. I'm going to add to that mask. So we're going to select the brush and add to that mask. And right here, just like we did before. Now remember, all we're doing is denoising here. So we don't need to be very accurate with this mask. We just need to make sure that we get the stuff in here. So maybe you don't want to denoise this leaf right here, for example, because it's real close to the focal plane. So let's highlight that. I'm going to show you, we're going to do the inverse. We're actually going to do the inverse here instead of now we're selecting it, just the subject. Over here, you'll note that here it shows our mask that we just created. It shows the brush. Okay. All I have to do is find this brush right here, click the ellipsis, and then click invert. And now, I don't know if that inverted properly or not. Let me undo that. Go back up here, click the ellipsis, click invert. There we go. Okay. Click invert, and now we're just seeing that background, and that's where we want to knock out a lot of that noise. So what I'm going to do is come down here in my properties to the right, and I'm going to find the noise slider. And this is weird, and I don't know why it does this. It's really denoise. If you go to the left, it actually increases the noise. And if you go to the right, well, maybe they changed that. I don't know. Let me see here. It used to be if you go to the left. Yeah, okay, I was right. So when you go to the left, you're actually increasing the noise. When you go to the right, you're decreasing the noise. Don't ask me why they didn't call it denoise. I don't know. Or unnoise or something. So in this case, we're going to rip it all the way to the right. We're going to do 100% denoise on it. All right, and then I'm going to click done. And even at 100% denoise, it did do a fairly good job on that background, but still nothing like Denoise AI did. And we can still see a little bit of noise there, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. But we're going to continue. And in the next installment, we're going to look at how to finish this photo completely. So in this next installment, I'm going to look at how to get rid of the remaining noise, how to sharpen this bird up, how to apply the items to this image that will make it pop. And I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.